Guys, choosing the right kitchen supplier can be a minefield. Which brand will be the right quality for the price that you're ready to pay? Do they even offer the right kitchen style and colour that you like? Will it look great in 10, 15, 20 years' time? And do they have a decent guarantee if things break? Are they straightforward to install, or are you going to end up looking at wonky kitchen cabinets for the rest of your life? There are so many considerations, which is why today I'm going to be giving you a deep dive into DIY kitchens if you're considering them as your supplier. I'm going to be giving you the full lowdown on quality, design, price, and things to watch out for. But before we get into it, if you're considering DIY kitchens, I seriously can't blame you. This is a company that offers fabulous kitchen designs at very competitive prices. But there are some essential points you need to know about DIY kitchens so that things don't turn ugly when it comes to install day. I've got some absolute golden advice I need to share with you, straight from our Reno Club community. Many of them actually chose DIY kitchens and have a lot of experience to share, so keep watching. So, should you go with DIY kitchens or consider different suppliers? And I'm a really big fan of lists to help you make that call. So first up, let's look at the pros and cons of DIY kitchens. The first big pro is cost. Anyone looking at DIY kitchens should be attracted by the price. A price comparison was done using the same size and spec kitchen, and DIY kitchens were at least 35% cheaper than other high street kitchen companies. That includes Howdens, Wren, Wix, Magnet, and B&Q. The only brand DIY kitchens couldn't compete with on price was IKEA kitchens. I'll pop the video I created up here before you jump ship and go for an IKEA kitchen just because they're budget friendly. They aren't as cheap as you might think. So yes, DIY kitchens at the time of recording are one of the best price to quality ratios on the market, but don't be tripped up. Price isn't everything when it comes to choosing your kitchen supplier. Listen up for my cons list before you make the decision, and it's well worth checking whether your chosen supplier offers price matching. I wouldn't recommend selecting a kitchen based solely on its price. What is amazing about DIY kitchens though is that their kitchens are really easy to budget for. Normally, because of the wide variety of choice, finish options, and all of the different variables that go into putting a kitchen together, it can be really hard to design your own kitchen and price it up to see if you can actually afford the range. Some brands like Howdens keep their costs completely private and accessible to trade only. And of course, most other kitchen suppliers require an appointment with an in-house kitchen designer before you can understand pricing, which makes it a complete nightmare if you want to understand your affordability quickly and you want to know costs now. DIY kitchens though, their pricing is transparent and the layout and design is completely within your control. I love it. So long as you've got your room measurements, you can use their online 3D tool to dream up your kitchen design, bring it to life and visualize it in 3D and get a full breakdown of the costs right beside it, all in one evening. Now, some people will relish in the complete flexibility DIY kitchens gives you in designing your own kitchen. But that's not for everyone. Others will feel paralysed and overwhelmed at the idea, and they'll just want it all designed for them. And our Reno Club students recommended a super handy solution to this problem, which I'll tell you about in a moment. So let's get back to focusing on the pros first. Pro number 2, DIY kitchens offer such a wide range of styles. This is one thing I really love about DIY kitchens, the choice. They have so many styles to choose from, whether it's a glossy, handleless kitchen, a shaker or traditional design that catches your eye. And they seem to be adding more designs all the time. And while that can mean you get lost in all that choice, it actually allows you to really tailor the look of the kitchen to the space you're working on, which is so important. Speaking of kitchen design, it's really normal to feel nervous about getting it wrong or living to regret it. Nobody wants that. You somehow have to cut through the noise of all the different styles on Pinterest, which can be a minefield in itself. But I have some easy and fast techniques that can help you nail a kitchen design in a matter of one evening. I'll leave a link to my free How to Design and Order Your Dream Kitchen guide in the description box. You'll end up easily creating your kitchen design with your newfound clear vision and knowledge. So use the link below this video to get access while it's available. Kitchens aren't like any other rooms. They have so many variables in them, and I think the wide selection of styles offered by DIY kitchens is a major plus. I've mentioned it before on previous videos that I specialise in modern country design, and DIY kitchens have an amazing selection of timeless and classic kitchen designs. And when I design modern country kitchens for clients, we usually look at options like their Helmsley range by DIY Kitchens or the Elmbridge range by Howdens, and that's if clients are on a tight budget and can't afford to go with a bespoke kitchen. The Helmsley is such beautiful quality and looks deceivingly high-end, especially if you opt for a paintable finish and colour matched with a timeless colour scheme in the room. Pro 3 is quality and door strength. I had to mention this as a major pro because so many of our students in the Reno Club were thrilled with the quality of their kitchen from DIY Kitchens. And some of the students had theirs installed a few years ago, so they've definitely given their cabinets a good run for their money. Sarah said, "We got our DIY kitchen in November and I only have positive things to say. The quality and finish is fantastic and they do slightly thicker doors, which I think helps with this." Then Deb said that her kitchen was almost half the price of Howdens. It was an excellent colour range for the price point, including custom colours. Planning software is excellent and they sense check the plan. Quality. So the next pro is personalising and visualising your space. I'd hazard a guess that your kitchen design goals are like mine or my clients and students, and one of those is to have a place for everything and everything in its place. And that means factoring in things like built-in bins, deep pan drawers to easily stack and reach saucepans, and installing pull and swing corner units to optimise every millimetre of space. And what's great about DIY kitchens, which you don't really get with other suppliers, is the level of support they give you online. Real homeowners like you and I are sharing their recommendations and experiences on the DIY Kitchens Design and Planning Facebook group, and they're giving each other tons of tips and ideas to level up their kitchen layouts. I absolutely love the community vibe. Of course, there's a 3D planning tool, which I mentioned earlier. Even though I usually use SketchUp in my interior design practice, when DIY Kitchens is in the running, I'll usually jump onto their software and put together layout ideas and designs for the clients. It's super straightforward and quick to use. Okay, so before we get too excited about DIY Kitchen's gorgeous styles and the sheer level of savings on offer, we need to catch any potential red flags. Remember, none of what I'm sharing in this video is sponsored in any way. I'm here to give you honest facts so that you can make the right investment for your home. So let's look at the cons. Con number 1 is delivery. The Reno Club community will tell you way better than I can. DIY kitchens are great in so many ways, but they fall down at the delivery hurdle. As Delia says, DIY Kitchens recommend having the kitchen delivered 2 weeks before the fitting in case any swaps or returns are required. And this is all well and good if you've actually got somewhere suitable that's dry to store all the boxes flat. Definitely don't store any of your renovation deliveries like flooring or long kitchen plinths vertically. It's always best to store things flat to prevent any bowing. But the delivery window they give you can be stressful if there's no one on site or if they're late to turn up. Deb told the group that delivery was a faff. They only provide a full week window, which is ridiculous. Ours arrived at 10 PM to a room with no lighting. The guys were great, but I found it stressful trying to check for missing boxes in the dark. We still made a mistake, even with me, the builder, and them checking, and one panel took almost as long as the whole kitchen to be dispatched. Would 100% use them again though. Similarly, Jackie said, DIY Kitchens did the main delivery at about 8 PM on a rainy night to my unpowered and uninhabited house, which was irritating. So be prepared for uncoordinated delivery windows and disorganisation when boxes do arrive. There were mixed reviews about customer service, but our students said that they did experience missing boxes and some damages, but actually that the customer service was excellent and replacements were sent in a timely manner. But other students and customers in the DIY Kitchens group have had lots of damages to sort and mixed reviews on the timeliness, sometimes pushing off installation schedules by a few weeks where they're waiting on replacements to arrive. Obviously then you have to also arrange postage, which can be really annoying if the items are really big. Okay, the next con is that designing the kitchen yourself can be overwhelming. So even in the most straightforward rooms, kitchens can be really fiddly and tricky to design. So you need to make sure that you're really making the most of your whole layout. Some of you watching will be absolutely buzzing at the idea of designing your own kitchen from scratch, but others will be feeling overwhelmed by that. And whichever camp you sit in, it's definitely worth me warning you not to underestimate the time it takes and the level of complexity you could find yourself faced with when you're trying to decide between components, what to order, and how your kitchen will be installed around existing walls, pipework, pillars, and any irregularities that you might be faced with. Now that said, DIY Kitchens have a customer service rep to sense check all of your plans before your order is placed, which can reduce any possible problems later. And something I recommend you do is also to get your installer to sense check your design and order before it gets put through. It's just going to give them the opportunity to check that you're ordering enough end panels, corner posts, and kickback lengths. They might also ask for specific units to arrive dry assembled, which means that the units are delivered rigid but not glued. It's especially useful if your kitchen layout has any awkward sections and your fitter will have to modify the units. And just a side note about fitters, unlike IKEA kitchens being an absolute pain to assemble, builders seem to rate DIY kitchens, and overall they're very impressed at the quality and ease of installation, so that's a major plus. Okay, but back to the DIY kitchen design problem. Now, I have to thank the Reno Club students for this one, and also the endless ideas and support that they show each other on basically every renovation challenge you can imagine. But students recommend that if you're worried about the overwhelm of designing your kitchen, hire an independent designer, which can cost in the region of £250 to £300. They will take all the stress away, they'll design the kitchen for you and create your DIY Kitchens basket ready for you to place the order. I don't offer this service myself unless I'm working with clients on their full ground floor or their full property, but if you're looking for an independent designer to help you with just your DIY Kitchens design and order, then Delia went through this process herself and said, "I found my designer in the DIY Kitchens Design and Planning Facebook group, and at the time of recording there's a pinned post and lots of recommendations. So many used the online tool, but I just didn't have any time, although I knew what features I wanted and I had a rough idea of what could be done with the space. A designer is useful for ideas and knowing all the end panels you'll need. However, there's so much knowledge in the group that you can share your plan so far and get lots of free advice." So I think whether you're feeling confident and want to get stuck in and design your own kitchen, or if you want to get this task outsourced and in the hands of an expert, there's definitely a route for you. Okay, so DIY Kitchens, what's the verdict? Well, they're excellent quality and really great value for money, sometimes saving you between 35 and 50% of the price of other kitchen retailers. But be prepared for some tricky delivery windows to navigate and possible toing and froing with an independent designer and a consultation with your chosen fitter, just to make sure that you've got all those right parts. Also remember that other retailers are still an option if they can price match. If you are stuck on time and would rather convenience, it's definitely worth shopping around and getting a price match. I'll leave the links to my other kitchen supply videos to help you compare your options here. And don't forget that understanding what style of kitchen that you like is really important to establish before choosing your kitchen supplier. You need ultimate peace of mind that you're going for a look and a colour scheme that you're going to love for years to come. So sign up for my free guide and I'll help you make your kitchen interior design decisions as stress-free as possible. I'll pop the link below this video. And if you're curious about joining us to plan and design your dream home, I'll leave some links to our online courses for you to take a look at. My partner Neil and I specialise in helping renovators create their dream homes affordably, sharing templates, masterclasses and methods to help you save money and achieve a beautiful home. Finally, I just want to give a special shout out and a huge thanks to our online course students in our Reno Club community who so openly gave their honest experiences with DIY kitchens. And do give this video a like if it helped you, subscribe if you're new here, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.